Groups of Venezuelan migrants were charged with burglaries in DuPage County.
Now to Chicago's migrant crisis, Mayor Brandon Johnson went to Washington asking for federal help and money.
Stealing almost $3,000 in merchandise from the Oak Brook Mall. Police arrested Luis Mendez Gomez and Frank Montes Davila.
The $40 million that it's costing the city of Chicago every single month to provide care.
Police now releasing surveillance video of two suspects accused of stealing more than $12,000 worth of items.
With holiday shopping in full swing, police are cracking down on a multi-billion-dollar problem: organized retail theft.
Bankrupting cities. The recent surge of migrants has put major cities across the U.S. under significant financial pressure. I think it's at this point politically unsustainable for the Biden administration to maintain this unlimited flow into what's essentially a welfare state network of cities like New York, Denver, and Chicago, said Simon Hankinson, a senior research fellow at the Heritage Foundation, a conservative think tank based in Washington, D.C. As pressure continues, cities such as Chicago and New York have begun putting restrictions on the busing of some migrants from the South. But experts say more federal assistance and funding are necessary to ensure that cities can survive the ongoing crisis.
Now to Chicago's migrant crisis, Mayor Brandon Johnson went to Washington asking for federal help and money.
Chicago City Council is expected to vote on a $70 million request to help handle the sanctuary city.
This really will be the last time the city will come to them and ask for more migrant money this year.
The $40 million that it's costing the city of Chicago every single month to provide care.
Illegal migrant crisis. The vote was pushed back after residents called out Mayor Brandon Johnson on Wednesday.
The current level of federal funding provided to state and local government is a drop in the bucket compared to the need, according to Debu Gandhi, Senior Director of Immigration Policy at the Center for American Progress, a nonpartisan and progressive policy institute. Congress has provided a very small amount of money of $800 million for the FEMA program for the entire country the last fiscal year to assist cities in aiding these newcomers. But cities say that amount is far from enough. For instance, the $145 million allocated to New York City is less than 10% of what the city spent on migrant services in fiscal 2023, according to the Migration Policy Institute, a nonpartisan think tank. This is a whole spectrum of housing, of services needed for people who are new to a place, new to a country, new to a city, said Muzaffar Chisti, a senior fellow at the Migration Policy Institute. These are complicated issues to manage, so the city, the state, and the federal government, frankly, were not prepared for it. Burglaries plaguing Chicago suburb. Police in a Chicago suburb reported that a group of recently arrived migrants who might be involved in a larger criminal organization are suspected of being responsible for a number of burglaries and retail thefts.
Groups of Venezuelan migrants were charged with burglaries in DuPage County.
Officers took them into custody not long after. The bags allegedly contained 16 high-end fragrances.
Now officials are investigating whether the incidents are connected.
This is the second time in a little more than a week that migrants have been charged with stealing from the Oak Brook Macy's.
When the judge was issuing the warrant for the defendant's address, it said 10.
Chief of Police Brian Strauckas told Fox News that since October, 47 immigrants have been taken into custody in the community of Oak Brook, which is located approximately 20 miles west of the second city. He also mentioned that a Macy's in the nearby mall has been the subject of numerous incidents. According to a news release from DuPage County State's Attorney Bob Berlin's office, on January 13, Jamie Ubaldo Obando Andrade, 32, allegedly tried on a $395 jacket at the department store and left without paying for it. A phony driver's license, rolls of tinfoil, and over $3,000 worth of suspected stolen goods were discovered in Obando Andrade's vehicle, according to the police. According to officials, shoplifters occasionally line bags with tinfoil to evade theft detection systems in businesses. The state's attorney's office claims that officers also discovered an ICE electronic monitoring device, which Obando Andrade had reportedly disconnected. Pre-trial release for Obando Andrade was refused. In the announcement, Strauckas stated, "We are working closely with our federal partners to thoroughly investigate these cases. These retail crimes involving migrant offenders are part of a bigger criminal enterprise." Luis Mendez Gomez, 28, and Frank Montes Davila, 23, are migrants from Venezuela who were detained in October on suspicion of stealing over $3,000 worth of high-end makeup from Macy's and were later released pending trial.
Stealing almost $3,000 in merchandise from the Oak Brook Mall. Police arrested Luis Mendez Gomez and Frank Montes Davila.
Thieves were using devices to try and trick the store's security systems,
which again is designed to defeat the theft detection system that is installed at the store.
They were arrested yesterday and now charged with felony burglary and retail theft.
Judges have very limited discretion in detaining those defendants.
A week before that, authorities said that 2 further migrants from Venezuela had been detained and charged with retail theft and burglary after they had taken clothes from the store separately. At the time, Oak Brook Deputy Chief of Police Reed Fultonewicz stated, "We want everyone to be aware of the increase in criminal activity from the migrant community coming from Chicago." Since 2022, around 34,000 migrants have arrived in Chicago, a sanctuary city that refuses to assist federal authorities looking into crimes committed by undocumented immigrants, or to permit local law enforcement to question someone about their citizenship. Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson begged for federal assistance in resolving the border problem in December, despite having previously supported sanctuary city rules. Johnson stated to CNN that it won't just be the city of Chicago that won't be able to maintain this mission without real, significant investment from our federal government. Now, everything is on the line for the entire nation. As a component of a statewide retail crime task force, the Oak Brook Police Department has been attempting to combat stealing at the mall, WGN-TV reported in December. In a continuous suspected thievery ring, migrants are only the most recent development. According to police, migrants in Chicago may have been solicited by members of an organized retail crime ring who offered to pay them to perpetrate the thefts. The publication was informed by Straucus that, "We do think it's part of something bigger." In the first 2 weeks of 2024 alone, 21 persons were charged with stealing goods from DuPage County retailers, according to Berlin's office. Last week, Governor Hochul announced a proposal to dedicate $40 million of the upcoming year to combating retail theft in New York. Retail thefts across U.S. Concern has been expressed among citizens and customers alike in the U.S. as a result of the recent spike in retail thefts around the country. People have been left scared as a result of thefts that have occurred over the past several months, which have frequently been accompanied by acts of violence. These thefts have also caused many people's shopping experiences to be disrupted. There have also been instances of stores locking up commonplace products such as toothpaste, deodorant, and tissues. On multiple occasions, residents have voiced their concerns. It's not normal to be scared while you're out shopping. Recently, McGee has been at the vanguard of a petition that condemns the growing sense of insecurity that customers are experiencing as a result of a large spike in the number of retail theft instances that have occurred in the city. An individual who submitted a petition named Ann McGee stated that locals have been placed in a condition of perpetual apprehension as a result of the increase in theft, which frequently involves threats of crime by organized groups of thieves. In addition to New York City, this unsettling pattern is also present in other cities. Across the country, retailers have reported a significant increase in the number of thefts, and this worrisome trend is followed by an increase in the number of violent incidents. Concerns have been raised about the safety of both personnel and customers as a result of these developments. As a response to this worrying situation, some retailers have resorted to extreme measures, such as locking away common supplies such as toothpaste, deodorant, and tissues behind doors that are see-through. Considering that the majority of firms prevent their staff from physically confronting shoplifters in order to safeguard their safety, this action is intended to dissuade shoplifters.
A string of flash mob robberies across Los Angeles have retailers on edge.
Police now releasing surveillance video of 2 suspects accused of stealing more than $12,000 worth of items.
These suspects hitting stores on both sides of the state line. Now the question is, will federal authorities involve themselves?
Is sick and tired of coming to work and having to deal with people just coming in, stealing, and then leaving.
This escalating trend of retail theft cannot become the new normal, according to Ann McGee, who is strongly encouraging people to take collective action in response to the situation. A petition that was directed against the CVS pharmacy business was submitted by McGee to her local councilman, Robert Holden, who is a Democrat. This was done in the month of June. Upon receiving this information, Holden reached out to Karen Lynch, the chief executive officer of CVS, to discuss the matter of what he referred to as rampant retail theft in a number of CVS stores. In addition, he voiced his worries regarding the delay that the corporation had in reporting these events to the authorities, stating that failing to report retail theft constitutes a dereliction of duty and poses serious consequences. Holden underlined that failing to disclose such crimes just gives criminals the confidence to continue their illegal operations, which puts both employees and customers in danger. In response, the chief of security at CVS pledged to swiftly submit any and all cases to the authorities for investigation. On the other hand, McGee insists that nothing has changed in terms of security on the ground, despite the fact that these assurances have been provided.
With holiday shopping in full swing, police are cracking down on a multi-billion-dollar problem: organized retail theft.
Thieves think they can steal things with impunity, thinking they will never get caught.
You can see right there just clearing the shelves at a CVS in Bethesda.
These thieves have been targeting laundry detergent or household products. This time it was expensive beauty products.
I think there's an absolute perception that nothing's going to be done because it's theft.
The impact of the recent increase in shoplifting incidents is not limited to merely instilling dread. Additionally, it has resulted in an increase in the pricing of a variety of products. McGee asked the question, why is it more expensive for us because of criminals getting all that for free? The citizens are concerned that the long-term implications may cause these establishments to close their doors, despite the fact that stores have the ability to claim insurance reimbursement for stolen merchandise. That's all for this video, folks. See you next time.